The executive and judicial branches of government continue to spar after the latest migrant deportation directive from President Trump, the president's supporters on Capitol Hill backing his action.
What I have evidence of is that the people that he deported, that the president deported, are criminals.
But the president's critics say he's overstepping his authority.
The issue is whether or not federal court orders will be followed by President Trump.
In a post on Truth Social Tuesday, Trump called U.S. District Court Judge James Boasberg a radical left lunatic of a judge and said he should be impeached after Judge Boasberg ordered the Trump administration to halt any deportations planned after the president proclaimed his use of the Alien Enemies Act. The president's call to impeach the district court judge elicited a rare public response from Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, who said, "For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose."
I can tell you this, these were bad people. That was a bad group of, as I say, hombres.
The controversy unfolded last weekend after President Trump ordered the deportation of illegal Venezuelan immigrants who are members of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan-based gang. The White House says the gang is known for brutal crimes, including murders, kidnappings, extortions, and human, drug, and weapons trafficking. Advocacy groups had sued on behalf of 5 migrants who feared they would be falsely labeled as members of the gang. But a proclamation from the president ordered deportations, and more than 200 migrants, suspected Venezuelan gang members, were sent to a prison in El Salvador against the orders of Judge Boasberg, who ordered any planes flying the migrants out of the U.S. to be turned around. But the planes went ahead, and the migrants can be seen shackled and forcefully walked by guards into the notorious prison in Central America. White House officials pushed back against the judge's order.
A district court judge has no authority to direct the national security operations of the executive branch.
President Trump used the Alien Enemies Act to carry out the deportations. The law has only been used a few times since its creation in 1798 during times of war. Some Democrats critical of the president for using that particular law for immigration enforcement.
My argument is that we already have tools that are available to remove undocumented violent people from our country.
The White House argues the Venezuelan government, led by President Nicolas Maduro, is closely aligned with Tren de Aragua. The gang was recently designated a foreign terrorist organization by the State Department.
The president is operating at the apex of his authority when you are dealing with questions of invasion and questions of alien enemy infiltration, as well as the expulsion of terrorist illegal aliens from the country.
But some family members have claimed their relatives sent to the El Salvador prison were not linked to the gang, which raises the question, should the migrants have received a hearing?
If this had gone through legal channels, we would know with certainty whether all of them are criminals or not, whether all are part of the criminal gang or not. At this moment in time, we really don't know.
Former Republican U.S. Senator and Catholic Mel Martinez urges caution.
I think it's safe to assume they probably are. But probably, if you're the 134th that happens not to be, that's 100% to you. And that's not good. And that's not right. And it's not just.
Martinez does say border enforcement is needed. And under President Joe Biden, illegal immigration got out of control.
The situation at the border became completely untenable. All kinds of people can come. It could be even people who are involved in espionage or other nefarious activities against our country. That's not good. So the border enforcement is critical.
But he's also concerned about Trump's push for mass deportations. He says it impacts undocumented immigrants and families who have been living and working peacefully in the U.S. for years. He encourages fellow Catholics to look at the issue with discernment.
I think what we need to do is be smart enough to separate the rhetoric from the reality. Not everyone who immigrated to this country over the last 4 years is a criminal. Far from it. We ought to be charitable enough. We ought to be Catholic enough to understand that we have to have some caution in how this is carried out.
President Trump's immigration policies go beyond deportations. He hopes his executive order to upend birthright citizenship will be upheld by the Supreme Court. But Stacey Bruston, the director of the Immigration Law and Policy Initiative at the Catholic University of America, says executive orders can't change the U.S. Constitution.
The concern that I have, and I think many legal experts have, is that this is not how the Constitution is changed. You cannot change the Constitution by executive fiat or signing, by the signature of a pen.
Mark Irons, EWTN News in Depth.